Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Podcast, episode 15.
15, and here we are on the road to Wrestlemania. We got a good one today. We got our predictions.
Before we get into all that, I hope you guys liked the beginning of the video that we did, and we finally figured out a little entrance, a little something. You know, every wrestler has to have their entrance. So.
Yeah, on the way into, I was dancing a little bit on the way.
Oh, God. I'm glad you guys didn't see that part.
Nah, next time you're going to see that part. And that's a promise.
But like you said, yeah, this is our WrestleMania predictions episode.
Yes, sir.
So excited for it. We've been talking about this one for like 2 months now.
And it's about time I redeem myself.
Well, we all know that's not going to happen.
From the Royal Rumble to the Elimination Chamber.
I was going to say, and the Elimination Chamber.
I guess you could say I dropped the ball. I couldn't grab the brass ring, if you will. But this time I'm running the table. This time I got this.
Look at the Vegas talk, running the table, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting it all on green. Don't even know what that means.
Neither do I, honestly. Well, no, I do, but...
Like roulette, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. And don't forget, we have a little gentleman's bet going on here.
We do. The most prediction, the best, no.
The loser, who has the least amount of predictions correct, has to pay for lunch for the winner.
Correct. Which we do that back and forth anyways. So.
We do. But then we feel obligated to pay back.
You know what? No, I was going to say we should change it to the loser has to put the appetizer on their bill, but technically it's your turn because I just did that. And we can still do that though. Yeah. We can change it to the appetizer goes on the bill.
It's fine.
Okay. We can somehow switch it to meatballs bill when nobody's looking. So.
Yeah, that's he wouldn't even notice with all the food on his ticket.
Cheap bastard. $7 tip, that cheap bastard. That could have been the promo we could have had.
That could have been the promo.
That cheap bastard.
And you know what the popular
tip.
thing, that waitress got a hell of a tip.
She got pause. So
funny.
before we get into the matches and the fun facts that we have.
Yeah, we got some statistics and facts.
Well, even before that, I have the if we want to talk about the Hall of Fame, because, you know, it kind of starts WrestleMania weekend.
You know what?
Hall of Fame starts.
And you know what? You're right. How about we start off with the Hall of Fame? How about you start us off?
We can start off by talking it's going to be at 1 o'clock in the morning, which I'm not a fan of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I probably will not be tuning in.
Not live, at least. We'll be watching it somehow. No. So we can start off. Michelle McCool is going to be inducted by her husband, The Undertaker. Obviously, we saw that one coming. Lex Luger, as you talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, is being inducted by DDP. Triple H is being inducted by his best friend, Shawn Michaels. They haven't said anything yet, but the natural disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, are being inducted by To Be Determined. They had a little graphic on, I believe on Raw, maybe even SmackDown. They didn't have anybody for them yet, which, I don't know, to me is kind of not a good look, but no, they'll figure it out. The Mania moment of Stone Cold vs. Bret Hart is being inducted by CM Punk, which I guess I understand. CM Punk is a huge Bret Hart fan.
Yes.
I feel like I always thought Hunter was going to be like the main event of the Hall of Fame, but I feel like that might be it now.
Maybe. They
also did announce the Legacy inductees, which are just usually like a little rundown. Just because they haven't been around for so long, they just shout these couple people out. But this year it's Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff, which is another thing that makes me feel old, because usually like the legacy ones are from like the 20s or the 30s that like when they show the clips they're like in black and white, but like we know these people, so like now I'm feeling really old.
Mm-hmm. I know. 23 years old. I'm getting up there.
Here we go again. Huh. But that's it for the Hall of Fame for that weekend. They do Stand and Deliver is kind of the Mania weekend. We're not going to talk about Stand and Deliver. We'll do that on like the Rewind next week. That'll be just in the news part of it, or the Rewind.
We will deliver the news from Stand and Deliver.
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah. So, what are some unique, quirky, I don't know, random facts that we have? Because they usually don't do it for Mania. They do it for, like we said,
the Rumble has a lot of facts.
Yeah, but it's usually the same ones every year. I want to say they do some for the Chamber, but I feel like we should be doing this for like every pay-per-view. At least the ones that like
a little something.
They won't even talk. But if they did do Mania facts, it's like, oh, WrestleMania 1 was here with, you know, or they'll show like some of the people that you talked about last week for like artists. They'll do like stuff like that, but they won't do things that we're about to talk about.
Well, I think we should start off with the first WrestleMania ever.
Okay.
WrestleMania started March 31st, 1985, and the first ever WrestleMania was held at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
So to go along with the first WrestleMania, Howard Finkel came up with the name of WrestleMania. And before that, Vince wanted to call it the Coliseum Tussle. Colossal Tussle, I'm sorry.
Colossal Tussle?
The Colossal Tussle. Which sounds like a finisher Omos would have. Actually, that sounds like Otis's finisher, the Colossal Tussle.
That would... Tussle.
But I like that Howard Finkel came up with the name of WrestleMania.
That's great.
Yeah,
that is a lot better than Colossal Tussle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
To piggyback off of the first WrestleMania, Madison Square Garden is actually in the lead with the most WrestleManias.
Right.
WrestleMania has been at Madison Square Garden 4 times out of the entire history, so...
I don't think we're going in any type of order, but I feel like because we're in the beginning...
Yeah.
WrestleMania 2 was the only Mania that took place on a Monday. It was Monday, April 7th, which was really weird. I couldn't find out why, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's the out of every single WrestleMania is the only one to be on a Monday.
Which is really weird, like a Monday.
Just little interesting tidbits. The first ever title change in WrestleMania history was the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov defeating Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, the U.S. Express, for the World Tag Team titles. Now, the first ever women's title change in WrestleMania history was Wendy Richter defeating Leilani Kai for the women's championship.
Is that a Oos? That sounds like a Oos name.
That does sound like a Oos name. I don't know. But, yeah, that was the first ever men's and first ever women's title change in WrestleMania history. So, that's kind of interesting.
So I like this one. And I might want to pull up the music after this. Run DMC was the first act to ever perform at Mania outside of the national anthem or the America the Beautiful. At WrestleMania 5, they performed the WrestleMania rap. And I want to look it up just to see what it was.
I kind of want to look it up.
I really want to look it up to see what I wrote that down this morning and I went, that's something I want to watch.
And it's funny how they're intertwined in WWE because they did that, and then later on, when they released that album of wrestling themes, but redone
like
by
the
famous
Ruthless
people.
Aggression? No, yeah.
Yeah, Run DMC redid the DX theme.
Right.
Which was freaking amazing.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. That was a good one.
So, WrestleMania 1, I know we're going back a little bit here,
That's fine. We're still in that era.
was the only WrestleMania that the World Championship, whether it be the WWF, WWE, or the Heavyweight Championship, was not on the line. Because the main event of WrestleMania 1 was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff, and Hulk Hogan at the time was the world champion. So
that's a cool one. Yeah.
That was the only one where the main men's title was not on the line.
I don't have too many back in the day ones, but I like this one, and I thought of you when I read this one. So The Undertaker has defeated all of Evolution at WrestleMania.
Oh.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh no, that has to go in here."
That's one of my favorite groups ever.
Yeah, when I saw, and then I thought about it, I'm like, "Oh yeah," because he's defeated Triple H 3 times, and then everybody else took everybody else out too. Yeah. I wonder if they all weren't for titles because it wasn't. I don't think Flair was for a title.
Speaking of Undertaker, I mean he's had 27 WrestleMania matches.
Because he's 25-2, not 27-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, with having the most WrestleManias. Speaking of the most, WrestleMania 32 has the biggest attendance with 101,763 people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot.
That is a lot of people. This is an obscure fact that we have, but the most wins at a singular WrestleMania event, Randy Savage has 4, because it was that WrestleMania where there was the tournament for the world champion. So technically, in history, Randy Savage has 4 wins in that WrestleMania alone.
That's cool.
Which is pretty cool, yeah. I thought that was awesome.
So Paul Heyman has been a part of the last 13 WrestleManias, whether it being the best friend of CM Punk, the advocate for Brock Lesnar, or the special counsel.
Brock Lesnar.
I don't know if that includes this year's or not, now that I'm thinking, because the picture was obviously like a Vegas background, so that may even include this year. But that's cool, being in the last 13 Manias, somehow being in a story.
I mean, if we're going to go recent and everything, the most Mania main events ever, Roman Reigns is at 10.
It's at 10.
And this would be 11. Because
is this? No, I thought this was. I thought this was 10.
This was 10.
I thought this was 10. But I could be wrong. We don't
exactly
know.
sure
We're not professionals.
But still, regardless if it's 10 or 11, that's amazing to be at 10 or 11.
Yeah. I have, which this is a, mine are mostly newer. Well, no, there might be one or two back in the day one still. WrestleMania 35 was the first WrestleMania headlined by women. The three-way between Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky.
Oh, wow. It's a shame that it had to take that long for it to be.
It's a shame
for them to have a main.
It's also a shame Ronda Rousey was in it.
Yeah,
Do you have any more?
No, actually. I mean, you have a couple more.
I have a couple more. Obviously WrestleMania 36 was the first two-night WrestleMania because WrestleMania 35 ended at like 1 o'clock in the morning. The city transit was already shut down. There's a lot of people stranded.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the two-night WrestleManias, but I personally do.
I do, and I like it. I feel like you can get more people on the show. You're not there till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning anymore. It's better for the people that are there. It's better for the workers because you can get more people on. Because we just kind of before this, and there's 14 matches this year.
I mean, technically 13 14 is a Randy Orton.
Regardless, if it was one night, I don't think they'd have 13.
No.
There's no way.
More people are on, more people are... Right. I mean, let's break it down. More people are getting that WrestleMania payday.
Right.
That's important. That's a big chunk of change that they get.
So Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels have the longest Mania match with 1 hour, 1 minute, and 52 seconds.
So WrestleMania 12.
To go along with that, The Rock at WrestleMania 32 has the quickest match with 6 seconds against Rowan. Which I thought the Kane... Daniel Bryan? Kane Rey Mysterio? Maybe that wasn't a Mania match then. When Kane cashed in the Money in the Bank,
I don't think that was Mania.
Maybe that wasn't a Mania. The last fact that I have, the total attendance of every Mania from Mania 1 to Mania Night 2 of Mania 40, 2,393,088 people.
And I have never been one of them.
I've never been, but we hope soon to be one of them. When I read that, when I first saw it, the page I was on only had it up to Mania 38. But I wanted to see that as a fact, so I had to look that up. But that was one of the ones of, wow, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. I hope you enjoyed those little factoids that we wanted to throw out there. I think it's interesting before all these big PLEs that we throw some things out there so people can learn.
Because even like looking up this morning, I was like, oh man, I never heard that. Oh, that's a cool one.
Well, think about some people that support the channel. I mean, they might not be as in-depth wrestling fans as us. Right. So hearing some stuff like that is... I mean, I read some stuff that I was like...
That's what I mean. When I was writing stuff down, I was like, oh, wow. Like, wow. Like, I wanted to know, like, who came up with the name. I should have looked up why they wanted to name it WrestleMania, but, I mean, it's better than the Colossal Tussle. And,
anything would have been better than...
How many people have been there total over the years?
Two guys fighting would have been better than the Colossal Tussle.
2 guys, 1 ring. How are we going to go and order the matches here?
All right, so, you know what? Since we don't exactly have them written down in the same order, I'll start, and then you just piggyback off me.
Right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have a tweet with all of them. I could pull that up. But yeah.
So before we get into the actual announced matches, we have 2 hot takes, not hot takes. Predictions?
Predictions. I would say predictions over hot takes.
Okay, so number 1 is the one big question out there, Randy Orton, right? How is he going to be involved in WrestleMania? You know he's going to have a match because
he has to have
even like sites are putting Randy Orton versus TBD. So
right.
How is Randy Orton going to be introduced into WrestleMania this year? I want to hear your prediction on that first.
I mean, there's been talks of the whole it could be Nick Aldis because he's still good to go. That would be cool. To me, I think it's gonna be Aleister Black. They had a feud back in the... I don't remember the exact way the feud was. They did have a feud back in the day. He's been teased on SmackDown for a month, maybe now. I keep saying that old entrance at Mania would be amazing because I don't think he ever had it at a Mania. But I think that's what... I think it's... Obviously, we know it's the Cody Seth story again because that's... Seth wanted a match at Mania that at 39, 38... 38. He wanted a match at Mania. It was never announced. It was announced there. I think that's what it's going to be again. I think it's going to be Aleister Black showing up. But I know you have a little bit more of a out there.
So I agree with Aleister Black, but I'm going to go in a little bit different of a direction. So I think it's going to be, from what happened on SmackDown, And we don't know what's going to happen on, obviously, this upcoming SmackDown,
Right.
but Solo and Tama were going at it with Randy. I think that Mania might be Solo and Tonga versus Randy, and then Aleister Black's debut, he comes and actually is a tag team partner of Randy Orton. The only reason why I thought it would be that way compared to the other one is because Orton's a face right now. When Aleister comes back, I think everybody's going to be ecstatic. So, like, what dynamic would that be? I mean, I know Seth and Cody, like, Seth was kind of on his heelish
I was going to say, yeah.
But, like, Seth could be both, and it's fine. But, like, I just think that he's going to be actually Orton's tag team partner against Solo and Tonga, which would also give Solo a Mania match. So
Which he hasn't had one in the 3 years he's been on the main roster.
So I think it's like 2 birds, 1 stone type thing. So
that could work. I mean,
either way, we're saying Aleister, but
right.
I guess when it comes to our, counting against each other, how is it going to be?
Is he teaming with him or is it going against them? Yeah.
All right, so for the next part of what we're not exactly sure, but we think might be happening at Mania, is on SmackDown this upcoming Friday, we have the tag team title match. The Street Profits are going against the Motor City Machine Guns. I think there's way too much going on with this story leading up that it's going to end there, and there's not going to be a match.
Teams. I mean, you only said the Street Profits and the Guns. There's DIY. There's Pretty Deadly. There's kind of Los Garza still. I mean, they're
let's predict
they're getting pushed away with the Phoenix, but there's still a bunch of teams.
Let's predict right now what happens on SmackDown, and is there a WWE Tag Team Title match on Mania?
I don't think there's one on Mania. I don't think it's going to end in disqualification. I think the match is just going to be the match. Okay. My prediction.
So my prediction is completely opposite, which I'm glad because we can't have everything the same, right? I think that the title match on SmackDown between the Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns is going to end in some tomfoolery.
Oh boy,
you like that?
I like that
a little bit, yeah. I think it's going to end in a DQ of some sort, and I think at WrestleMania we are going to have a 6-pack challenge ladder match.
Kind of like last year's Mania.
For the Tag Team Championships on SmackDown. I think it's going to be the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Los Garza, Pretty Deadly, Carmelo and Miz.
So here's my only problem. Not problem, but here's the only... I could see the Los Garza thing, but I feel like they're being pushed away with the whole Rey Fenix, Andrade...
No, because that plays right into it. Because if they don't win that match, that could be played into it as well. Santos could be giving him shit, Andrade, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I could see it.
All those teams together, I feel like the stories are just leading up to them being at Mania in some aspect. So that's my prediction: a 6-pack ladder match with all 6 of those teams.
That's a good one. I like it better as a ladder match than like a gauntlet. I feel like a gauntlet match is too long.
Gotta be ladder.
Yeah.
Gotta be ladder. I think it'd be better. But now, let's roll into the actual matches that have been announced for night one. These might not be in order of what they're going to be.
I think we should do the only 2 that we know are in the spots that they're in.
Yeah, that's what I have the 2 main events where there are, but that's it.
Pretty much all we know.
So we're going to start with number 1. The War Raiders versus the New Day.
I did hear a rumor, and we'll still go in this order, and I hope this isn't true. I heard a rumor that night 1, the first match is Jay versus Gunther.
I did not hear that.
I don't know if I like that.
I hope not.
I don't. There's a lot of other matches that can go first.
Oh, 100%. But we got the War Raiders versus the New Day for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. Who do you have?
So we're doing the who we want to win and who we think is going to win, like we always do?
We can do that, that's fine.
Who I want to win is the New Day. But I think the War Raiders are going to win because I think Big E's going to come out and distract the New Day.
I'm going to go with who I want to win and who I think is going to win the same people.
Yeah?
New Day.
Yeah. I feel like Big E's somehow going to come out and do something.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get involved in it or not.
That'd be cool if he did. If he did, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
But, yeah, I think the New Day can get that title reign as the heels, and I think it would be really entertaining.
They still don't have it. The Usos beat them for the record, right?
Yeah.
This wouldn't tie the Usos, would it?
I'm not exactly sure.
Man, this is stuff that I should be thinking about beforehand.
Yeah, well, you know.
We were busy trying to figure out other WrestleMania stuff.
Sure.
We still gotta figure out where we're getting food from on Sunday.
Excuses.
Whatever.
Is all I hear.
Okay, whatever.
Is all I hear. Stop going into business for yourself.
Wow. Wow. What's the next match that you have?
So the next match we have is Rey Mysterio.
Look at you. Professional.
Versus El Grande Americano. Who do you got in that match?
Ray for both. I still think it should be a mask versus mask. But Ray for both.
I think Ray's going to win this one as well.
You don't want Chad Gable. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't want to go behind the scenes. You don't want Chad.
It's not Chad Gable at all.
Sorry, you don't want Omos to win?
I just think Ray's not going to lose this match at Mania.
No.
I think this match might be the end of the El Grande Americano character, to be honest with you.
Of those short little stint?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think it should be a mask versus mask. I really think that way he can pull it off. It could be shown as Gable. Sorry for everybody, but
whoa, hey!
What? Yeah, I think I want Ray, and I think Ray.
It's like saying the Easter Bunny's not real. Come on, chill.
It is almost Easter. I'm still tight that Easter's night 2 of Mania, and a lot of places are gonna be closed.
Stop lying to the fans. You're not tight at all. Anyways, going on to our next match.
Wow! What the fuck?
We have Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
I don't want to say it this way. This is gonna sound bad. This is like my bathroom break match. I don't care about this match.
Who do I want to win?
Naomi.
Who do I think is gonna win? Jade.
Yeah, so. That's we already know that's what it's gonna be. My one like what if very random thing. What if Bianca comes out and helps Naomi win?
Ooh.
Of like it was all a ploy. Like I knew she was gonna do it. I helped her jump. I told her to jump you. I helped her jump you. What if I know Bianca's got this whole triple threat match. But what if she comes out and helps Naomi win? That
would be a nice little wrench into it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a squash match, though.
Yeah,
completely honest.
Yeah.
So next up, we have LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title. Who do you got in this match?
Who do I think and who do I want?
Yes, sir.
Jacob.
100%
Jacob.
100% Jacob.
Nobody's going to win this because I think we're going to pick everybody. No, I know we're not picking everybody.
The first two we were wrong.
No, I know.
The first two we were opposite.
I know.
So we got to win something. Someone's got to win something.
The first two?
Yeah, dude. The Orton and
I forgot we were counting those. I'm sorry.
Count.
I forgot we were counting those. You're right. Because I'm like, the only one so far we both had different was War Raiders.
Because I look at it this way: if they're not on the show, then we're both wrong, so it doesn't affect the score.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, Jacob, 100%. Although the solo screw him out of winning the title. Now thinking about it. Ooh.
Do you change it?
I'm not changing it. Jacob. I want Jacob, and I think it's Jacob.
I think it's Jacob too.
Yeah, I think it's Jacob.
I think if Solo tries to interfere, Jacob ends up taking him out. All right, so we're going to go on to Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship.
I want Tiffany to win, but I'm scared Charlotte's going to win.
I want Tiffany to win.
You think Tiffany's going to win?
Yes, I do.
I'm scared Charlotte's going to win. I don't want her to win. I want Tiffany to win, but I think Tiffany's going to win. I want Tiffany, and I think Tiffany. And she's going to debut on SmackDown with a pink title belt. The SmackDown after, she's coming out with a pink title.
Either way, that's my vote.
I'm over Charlotte, man. Like,
what time is it? Oh, it's Tiffy time, isn't it?
I'm over Charlotte. Even this whole feud, like...
It's not clobbering time, it's Tiffy time.
It's going to be later on, don't worry. This whole feud, I don't know, I can't even, like, really get into it.
All right, let's get into the meat of the show, shall we? We have the Ring General, Gunther, versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
It has to be Jey, man.
Who do you got?
Jey has to win this match.
Jey has to win this match.
I want Jey. I need Jey. Jey deserves to win this match. Like, the stuff he's been doing the past couple weeks, even this week on Raw, getting on top of the table. He didn't even really say much, but he just looked at the camera and he was like, let's replay the music. And the little promo that he cut, no, Jey deserves to win this title.
I agree. He deserves to win 100%. That's who I want. That's who my choice is.
Yeah, if Gunther wins, that's gonna be like one of the worst booking decisions this year, probably. I'm sure there's a worse one that if I sat and think about it, but
well, just look back on the Vince McMahon era and
yeah, but I said this. I said this year though.
Vince the Mort.
He hasn't been in charge this year.
I know that, but I'm just saying in general, he's made a lot worse booking decisions.
He's made a lot worse booking decisions. I just watched the Who Killed WCW show on Vice, and oh man, even like Bischoff made a lot of bad decisions at the end of WCW.
Yeah, he did.
And Russo.
Everybody thinks Bischoff's this genius because of the NWO stuff, but he's made some bad decisions too.
Yeah, man. I mean, Russo did a lot of stuff too. Speaking of
Russo needs to just go lay down somewhere.
Speaking of the hell's the thing that we talked about before? What? The promo that I talked about before?
Going into business.
Yeah, talking about going to business for yourself. Russo did a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of WCW.
All right, it looks like for these night one actually announced matches, we literally have all the same answers.
You have New Day. I have War Raiders.
You said the New Day.
I said I want New Day, but I think the War Raiders are going to win because I think Big E's going to come out.
Oh, okay.
I think Big E's going to get involved, and the War Raiders are going to win.
Okay, so I stand corrected. We do have one that's different, and I have a feeling this one's going to be different as well.
This one's actually going to be different as well. This one's going to be totally different.
Our main event for night one, we have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner.
So far.
Versus Seth Rollins. Who do you got?
I want, and I think it's the same person, and this man deserves it. CM Punk. I think CM Punk is going to win. I want CM Punk to win. Roman doesn't need it. I don't give a damn about Seth Rollins. No, I think Punk could win it. Somehow, Rollins and Reigns are going to screw each other over to let that feud keep going. Because something's going to happen to where Rollins and Reigns are going to get into something so that feud can keep going for another 6 months or so. And this way Punk can win. And Punk goes on, maybe against Jay, maybe against whoever wins on night 2. But Punk could go on for a title match. To have maybe one more title run. I don't think it was ever announced that he's going to be done soon, but I think he deserves a title run, and I think this leaves Rollins and Reigns to going on. He's not winning, man. He's not winning. He's not winning. He's not. I don't care. He's not winning. Go ahead. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win? And explain to me why you think Rollins is going to win.
So, who needs this win out of everybody the most?
Punk. Rollins doesn't need this win.
Rollins does need this win.
Is it terrible that neither one of us is talking about Roman?
Because Roman's already in another stratosphere of superstar at this point.
Rollins does not need this win.
Yes, he does, and I'll tell you why.
No, he doesn't.
Two of the biggest names in wrestling right now is CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Punk, they do not need this victory. Rollins has always been that guy who has been... I always compared Rollins to the Macho Man of this era. Back then, you had Hogan's, you had the Ultimate Warriors, your big stars, and Macho was the star, but he was just there. You know what I mean? He was like the workhorse guy, but he wasn't the main draw. Rollins is the same way. I love Rollins. I'm the Rollins' biggest fan. Rollins is a workhorse guy. He might not be the main draw, because if you look what happens during his promos. They start chanting CM Punk.
Right. But
he's still over.
Look at the last. No, not the last 2 promos. But look at that on SmackDown or whatever 2 weeks ago or Raw. He sat in the corner and laughed the whole time. He doesn't even need to be involved in it.
But see, that's the thing here. Let's look at the big wild card, and I love saying wild card because we're in Vegas. The big wild card in this entire situation is Paul Heyman.
Right. We don't know.
And who is not attached to Heyman? Seth.
So far.
CM Punk is.
So far.
CM Punk is. Roman is. Seth has nothing to do with this Heyman stuff. And that's where I think...
Heyman owes him a favor now.
But he doesn't have... He doesn't care if... He literally called Heyman a scumbag and doesn't expect him to repay his favor.
Right.
Seth doesn't care what Heyman does. Roman cares. Punk cares. That's where I think the storyline is going to get intertwined. This match is going to be an amazing match. This match isn't going to be about those three guys. It's going to be about Heyman.
It's going to be about Heyman.
And the only wrestler in this match that does not have direct ties to Paul Heyman.
So far.
It doesn't mean so far.
No, there's rumors that Heyman's going to turn and go with go with Rollins.
Then that would literally be the outcome of this match, and that would prove me right.
I don't know. I can't see after this match a Reigns Punk feud. I can't see.
It's not going to be a Reigns Punk feud.
I can't see after this match a Punk Rollins feud.
What do you mean?
I can
hate
see
each other.
Right,
Well,
but I can see a Reigns Rollins feud after this where Punk doesn't even need to be involved.
I don't think they're going to give us that yet.
No?
I don't think they're going to give us they're going to give us Reigns Rollins until like next Mania. They're not going to drag this on for a year.
No, man, next Mania is Rock and Reigns.
Because think about this now. Now I'm going to go get really deep into this.
Oh, boy.
Let's say John Cena wins, right? Let's see Cody, whatever, something happens. Maybe Rock comes in. Maybe Cody gets off the table for a minute. What if Reigns goes back to SmackDown and be like, hey, John, you got my title. Now you got a program there. On Raw...
Wait. If who goes back to SmackDown?
Roman.
He's already on SmackDown.
I meant goes back after Mania. Goes back to SmackDown.
Okay.
But on Raw, Punk and Rollins could still be a thing. Or, I mean, if Jay wins, you don't want to see Jay going against another... Jay can go against Rollins and be like, I'm going to screw all the Usos out. Like, I know you know what I'm saying? But there's different directions this can go.
I don't know, man. I can see the Rollins and Reigns feud going after this.
Or what if Heyman did go and help Seth? Now Jay is like, what the hell, man? You screwed the family, now there you go, Seth and Jay.
That could work. I don't know, man. I can't see Seth winning. I think it's Punk's first main event at Mania, and that's another reason why he's going to win it as well. I don't know.
No, that's too obvious of a thing. It's too obvious. It's literally, it's like, oh, well, here's your storybook ending. Punk's not, like, leaving in the next year. He's going to have more Manias in him. Maybe not a lot, like 3 or 4 maybe.
But how many of them might be a main event?
He's CM Punk.
Yeah, and this is his first main event.
And before this, he wasn't even at the stratosphere of the popularity he is right now.
I can't believe neither one of us are even talking about Roman.
Because Roman doesn't need this. Roman is going to end up getting a belt back on SmackDown.
I don't think he needs a belt.
He's going to eventually. So he doesn't need this match whatsoever. He's getting screwed the most out of this match. Technically, what Heyman's doing, like, Roman's getting screwed.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, Paul has no connection right now. Don't care what the rumors say. Don't say nothing. He's in Punk's corner, screwed Roman over. Roman's pissed at him. Punk's protecting Paul. Seth is laughing at the whole damn thing. You two are letting yourselves implode on each other over Paul. And what if Paul comes back at the end and says, "This was the plan all along.
This is our biggest feud so far.
This is the architect creating this so he can win." That would push Seth into that next level stratosphere of star, right up there with Punk and Roman. And that's what the WWE needs. Is we need more. I'm not saying they need more bigger stars, but it doesn't hurt to have.
No, they're the underdog according to Nick Khan.
It doesn't hurt to have these guys at this top level, and they can go in so many different directions with that. My guess is I don't know what's going to happen with Heyman. He's going to be
the wild card
involved in this.
It's
match.
almost a 4-way with Heyman.
He's going to be involved in the outcome somehow, but the fact is, my choice, my pick, at the end of the night, Seth Rollins.
CM Punk, man.
Stands tall.
Nah, CM Punk needs this. Seth Rollins.
He doesn't need it.
Seth Rollins.
This ain't Disney. He's not getting his storybook Prince Charming ending.
Seth Rollins don't need this. CM Punk, man. Come on. So what happens if Roman wins?
Then we're both gonna look just stupid as shit. Like
we're both here next week. Well,
Roman will literally comment on the video, "You guys suck."
We'll just be here. Well, we don't know what we're talking about.
No, we know nothing.
That was our first big feud of I knew neither one of us were gonna have the same one.
No, and I know you might think that's a homer pick because I'm a huge Rollins fan, but looking at it, let's take away my fandom from everything. Looking at it, this could have been Roman, CM Punk, and Gunther, and I would have picked Gunther to win the match.
I wouldn't have picked.
This has nothing to do with technically who's in the match. This has to do with Paul Heyman
It's gonna do a lot
and
with
who
Paul Heyman.
he's attached to.
It's gonna do a lot with Paul Heyman.
And that's why I'm going Seth. The Visionary.
What's always the one big thing too? If you're standing tall the nights before, you don't win. Who was standing tall at the end of Raw? Seth.
It was.
Yeah.
But I don't think Hunter plays into this as much as everybody thinks he does.
Yeah, but he still plays into those losing your hometown.
Not all. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. CM Punk winning in his first ever Mania main event. And I'm not taking that away from him because...
I can see that more than...
No, because that's too obvious. That's too obvious.
But you just said the too obvious thing. Rollins was standing tall at the end of Raw. For him to then win it at Mania?
Because
that's just as obvious. That's why Roman's going to win.
This isn't the Vince... Because he's gotten his ass kicked every week.
Oh, it might be.
This isn't the Vince McMahon era, man. This is a new thing, and I think that this new side of Rollins, maybe it turns into a full-blown heel Rollins. Maybe he ditches the whole like colorful outfits and extravagant stuff, and he goes into this like when he was the Beast Slayer, or when he was the King Slayer, stuff like that. And he goes into this more evil Rollins. Then that would make a lot more sense.
Well, that throws a theory out that I just had. I thought maybe somebody was going to debut. But he's not Samoan. He's Hawaiian. It's just pretty much the same thing.
It's not. It's Polynesian.
He's Filipino. I thought maybe Jeff Cobb was going to come out and somehow help Roman, since neither one of us are picking Roman.
There we go. Night 1 predictions. At the end of the day, Roman's going to look like the guy who got screwed the most by his ex-best friend and by his ex-manager.
Yeah. It's...
And for some reason, the man who ran WWE, the man who owned everything, I think literally all of us are going to be feeling sorry for at the end of WrestleMania. Like, oh, shit. Like,
look at Mania last year. He was the top heel. On Raw the next night, they were cheering. They were doing "We Want Roman" chants.
He's our tribal chief.
Literally 24 hours later. That's
why
Roman's going to win and we're both going to look stupid.
Well, at least no one will get the point there. All right, so let's move on to WrestleMania Night 2. Let's start off with, in my opinion, a filler match.
Okay, there's a couple.
Just to get these two on the card, but AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. What do you got?
I want Logan to win, but I think AJ's going to win.
I got AJ winning. I want AJ to win. I got AJ winning.
Somehow... I wonder if Cross is going to get involved somehow, just with everything he's been doing.
Maybe.
Because even he attacked both of them. Well, no, they can't make it. There's no one. They could announce on SmackDown that it's now a triple threat to get Cross in there, but I don't know. That would just make it even more of a just get him on there to get him on there, which I don't see. Hunter's not that type of person. Hunter's not the type of guy of let's just get him on there to get him on there.
No. I mean, I understand this match, and you got to get Logan Paul in somehow, and why not put him against one of the greatest wrestlers of all time?
Right.
One of the GOATs.
Right. He's...
I don't think anybody could dispute that.
No, he's definitely the Mount Rushmore of TNA.
He's the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, maybe.
I could see him up there.
You put his entire career, the dream match that most wrestlers have would be Prime AJ versus Prime Shawn Michaels. They could have 100%. A 2-hour Iron Man match, and I'd watch every second of it.
What about AJ versus Seth?
I love Seth, but I don't think Seth is at those two guys' level.
I bet you they had a match somewhere in like Ring of Honor.
They actually they did have a match.
They didn't have anything in WWE together, right?
No, I think it was in Seth's documentary, and he said something like a match that he had. I don't know if it was Ring of Honor. If I don't know, it was when Seth started. And it was just like a small company that AJ was like around there and everything. And he had like one of his first matches with AJ. And then after, AJ took like everybody out to dinner. And like he just pulled the ultimate like veteran move. And AJ wasn't even in the business like
that long
to begin with. But he like took everybody under his wing and he was giving everybody advice and paid for food and all that shit.
That's cool.
Seth always said that he has a lot of respect for AJ.
That would be a good match, I think.
Those two in their prime?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Because they both said they don't have that much longer left.
Well, AJ probably less time than Seth, to be honest with you.
AJ said it on his
50, right? No.
On his interview with Valette, because I put it down. I don't remember, but I put it down. It's not much longer. Seth is like 32, I think, or something too. He said it's not much longer for both of them. No. Which sucks.
But yeah, I got AJ in that match. So.
I have AJ in that match. I want Logan, but I got AJ.
Next up, we have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight.
Can I say another filler match? I just can't get into this one either.
I like it. I just think it's gonna be two people beating the crap out of each other.
Which I mean, at Mania, could be really cool.
So what do you got?
I got Priest for both. I think I want Priest to win, and I think Priest is going to win.
Well, see, I differ a little bit, but our responses are the same. I want Drew to win,
but you think it's gonna be.
But Priest. I think it's gonna be Priest. So Priest is gonna be my decision.
I think it's the push again to get him into like a title.
I don't know. I mean, if John wins, if Cena wins, he could be his first opponent. I don't think he'd beat John.
John said if he wins, he's taking it and going home. He's pulling a Punk. I don't know. That's just another one of like, I don't know if I can get into that match or not.
No, that's gonna be a good one. Those two are gonna beat the crap out of each other. That's gonna be look. I'm calling it now. That's gonna be an underdog match where a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, a street fight," and I think those two are gonna do some crazy. Shit.
He wasn't not cleared to fight, but does he still have glass in his eye?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's a big disadvantage if he's gonna wrestle with an eye patch on too.
Or could be like Paul Burchill. Remember him?
I was gonna just say Paul Burchill when he came swinging down as the pirate.
All right, next up we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles.
First, I'm going to say it should be Bayley versus Lyra for the Intercontinental title, number one.
I agree.
Number two, it should be Chelsea versus Michin, maybe, for like the Women's North American title. I think every title should be
United States.
Whatever. United States. I think every title should be showcased at Mania.
100%.
But, so I think there's going to be some kind of miscommunication between Lyra and Bayley, and they're going to get into it. And I think Liv and Raquel are going to win.
Oh, I got to go with the Judgment Day girls.
You have to go Judgment Day
Judgment
girls.
Day-ettes.
Judgment Day-ettes.
Yes.
You have to.
I think they're going to retain.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some kind of miscommunication and argument between Bayley and Lyra. And then the next night they're gonna have a title match, a title shot against each other, a title match against each other.
So moving on, we have the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We have Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio.
This is a tough one. Who do I want to win?
Might be one of the best matches of the night.
I want Penta to win. Penta with the title would be awesome.
Penta with the title would be awesome.
Who do I think is going to win? Poppy himself, Dominic Mysterio.
Yep, really? That's your choice.
I think Dominic is gonna pin Finn to win the title. I'm not even going to go out there and say he's going to pin Finn to win it. He's going to fuck over Finn. They're going to kick him out of Judgment Day, and he's pinning Finn for the title.
I literally have the same thing.
And I'm gonna go out and say he's gonna pin Finn too.
That's why when we were outside, I was like, "Do you have anything that's like out there?" I thought this was out there.
That's not out there, man. There's a lot of people that want Dominic to win that match.
Well, I mean, wanting and thinking is two different things.
But no, who do you want to win it? Do you want Dom to win it?
If I had to choose between wanting, it would be a toss-up between Dom and Penta.
It's terrible that we're not talking about Braun and he's the champ.
Well, he's been the champ. It's terrible that we're not talking about Finn either.
Well, no. So, I want...
Finn deserves to be in a world title picture.
I think Dominic needs to pin Finn. This gets Finn out of Judgment Day, and we get Demon Finn back. Demon Finn versus any one of these. Demon Finn versus Dom. Demon Finn versus Penta would be a phenomenal match.
That would.
But I think this gets Demon Finn back somehow.
Dom Mysterio wins this match. I'm getting a mustache. That's it.
I know we're not in the ruthless aggression area anymore. Dominic wins this match, becomes the Intercontinental title. Liv and Raquel are still the tag titles. We're gonna have an Edge and Lita live show.
I'll tell you right now, Dominic wins this. Next week's podcast, I'm showing up in just a mustache. in honor of him.
Nah, we're getting a live sex show like Edge and Lena did back in the day.
Our minds are in two different places right now.
Extremely different. Did you see her Coachella outfit? Good God. Let's get a next match before this gets out of hand.
Seriously, before we have to hose you down.
She brought the shorts back.
Anyways, we're going to move on to the triple threat match for the WWE Women's World Title. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. What do you got?
I want Rhea to win, but I think Io's retaining.
I think Io's retaining.
I think just because the whole thing of like them pushing her out of the way every time, it's a bit the feud for whatever reason is Rhea and Bianca. I think Io's gonna win.
Yeah, because Rhea's being showcased as like the underdog in this.
Rhea's being showcased as the underdog. Rhea's like Bianca doesn't even deserve to be in it. She screwed me out of the title match. I think it's gonna be Io. I want Rhea. I would love to see Rhea win it again.
Me too. I love Rhea, but I think it's gonna be Io as well.
Yeah.
Which brings us.
I'm torn. I'm torn.
To the main event of night 2. This man's 2 favorite wrestlers.
I need you to go first because I'm torn. I don't know what to do.
We have Cody, the American Nightmare Rhodes, against John.
You can't see me. Cena.
You can't see me. Cena. For the undisputed WWE Championship.
I need you to go first because I don't know.
I'm going with Mr. Big Match John.
Yeah?
John Cena beats Cody, gets the record of titles.
Oh yeah, this would put him at 18.
Yep. And he gets to be a champion as a heel. Love it.
Does The Rock get involved? Does Travis Scott or The Rock get involved?
Travis Scott needs to go lay down something. Stick to making shoes.
Does The Rock get involved?
Possibly. It's Mania, so The Rock's got to be involved somehow.
I don't know why he hasn't been there since the Chamber is crazy to me. I think you're right though. I think Cena wins. I want Cody, but I think he's had a hell of a year as the champ. But I can see like 4 other stories going on if Cena wins.
Mm-hmm. You have a bunch of different things. You could have Roman against Cena.
There's something bigger than Roman against Cena. I don't know.
Bigger than those two.
I don't know how you can do it because he's only at 16, but you can have John and Orton going up and somehow you would have to somehow get. I've said this for like a year now. I would love it. Somehow the title gets disbanded. Somehow Vacant wins the title. Orton and Cena have the same amount of wins. Somehow, or either Cena doesn't win, so he stays at 17, and then Orton beats Cody and he gets to 17, and something happens. I don't know. Orton gets hurt. He's got to give up the title. To have Orton versus Cena for either 18 or 19, I think is the big picture for the end of Cena's career, the end of Cena's run. I don't know, Rumble. No, what's the end of your pay-per-view? Survivor Series? Because Rumble's in like January, February.
Yeah.
Chamber's later than that even. So and I could see the end of year feud somehow being Cena and Orton for either 18 or 19. There's bigger things than John and Roman.
I don't know about that. I don't think you can say bigger things than John and Roman.
There's nothing between John and Roman.
The 2 biggest stars almost ever.
They're the 2 biggest stars, yeah, but there's no. Here, Roman already squashed John at SummerSlam. Roman already squashed him. I don't see unless you somehow. I mean, obviously the Rock's
but we're
somehow
making each other's points. We're saying there's a lot of directions this can go if John wins.
Right. I want Cody. I think it's gonna be John. Either way, I'm gonna be fucking torn. I'm gonna cry. Don't talk to me the last match of WrestleMania night.
Don't worry, I'll be on video. I'll record it.
I don't. It's a tough man. I don't know. Like it's John's last Mania. But does he need the title? A heel run with the title would be great because he said, if I win, you're not seeing me. You're gonna have to bring back the spinner belt because you're not gonna see me if I win the title. And for him distinctly say you're bringing back the spinner belt, I was like, hell yeah, bring back the spinner belt.
I just see John winning.
A heel Cena run with the belt would be something. How does The Rock get involved?
Probably to screw Cody.
Does Cody have somebody to handle The Rock? No.
No.
I would love it. He's still under contract. I would love it. He's not the same, but I would love it if Dustin somehow can get involved. Everybody said that last year, but he's got 2 titles in AEW. Yeah, it's. I think it's Cena. It's a tough one, but I think it's Cena. That's a tougher one for me than the triple threat match.
Are you okay though?
No, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm torn. That would be like if somehow Macho Man faced Rollins.
Double count out.
Double count out. That's basically the same thing. That would be if Macho Man faced Rollins. You wouldn't know what to do. You'd be torn both ways.
No idea. No.
It's a tough one, man. I never thought I'd see Cena versus Orton, or a heel Cena versus Cody. Never in a million years. Even if it was face Cena, I still wouldn't know what to do. It's a tough one. I don't know, but I think you're right. I think it's gonna be Cody. I think it's gonna be Cena. I think he's gonna go on a heel run with the belt.
So we only have a couple matches that's gonna...
Is he holding it all year till the end of his run?
No, I don't think so. Here's my opinion, and this doesn't count towards our scores. No. I think he holds it up until like SummerSlam, and then after that, he gets humbled in a way. He's going to end it as a face.
He's ending his career as a face, 100%.
Or, oh my God, I forget who said this. It was another wrestler that said this. I can't. The name is escaping me, but he's gonna be a heel until the crowd ends up making him a face.
I can see that.
Either way, he's gonna end his career. He's ending his career as a face.
No, there's no doubt about it. He's ending his career.
I don't think he's gonna hold the belt all the way to the end because I don't see him retiring, losing the belt at the same time.
No, or retiring and then they have some kind of like tournament for the belt. I don't see that either.
So that's my choice. That's what I think.
I think Cena. We don't have that many differences.
We don't. We do have enough though.
Are we're counting the Orton tag team stuff?
Yeah.
So we have 2, 3, 4,
3, 4,
4.
4. That's it.
That's crazy. And if we don't count those 2, we have 2.
It's still enough.
Both from night 1.
Still enough to make a difference. Oh yeah, night 2 we have everything the same.
We have everything the same on night 2. AJ, Priest, Liv.
Is there anything I could change on that?
Yeah. Why would you want to change anything?
Just
No.
Alright.
We'll just both look bad when we...
No. I'm getting everyone right, bro.
Somehow it's going to go to where we're both wrong on everything. It'll be Roman.
And the ones we have different, so
it'll be the ones somehow it'll be a double DQ or something.
Like this match, a new team comes in out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. The Lucha Bros.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. The Lucha Bros against the New Day would be... No, the Lucha Bros against the Usos would probably be the best.
Well, that's it. That's it for our WrestleMania predictions. What do you think?
I'm surprised. Well, I'm not really surprised we don't have that many different. I knew we were going to have different on that. I knew we were going to both have different on that. There's no way I'm picking Seth. No, there's no way I'm picking Seth. I don't care if it was Seth versus Brock Lesnar. I'm picking Brock Lesnar. I don't care if it's Seth versus Goldberg. I'm picking Seth. I can't do that. I wasn't picking Seth. The New Day War Raiders. Even the New Day War Raiders match, I'm just like, there's probably they probably could have did the feud better or made it better.
Or longer.
I agree. The Mysterio Americana match. There's a lot of matches at Mania this year where I'm just like, hey, I'm going to go take a piss or take a quick 5-minute nap.
How many pees are you going to take?
A lot.
And I'm going to be here. You're not sleeping?
I'm taking a 5-minute nap. Hey, this is time to go get more food.
You old son of a...
You're older than me.
No, I don't have to take naps like you
I don't even take naps.
You just told the world that you took naps.
I don't, but this is a match where I would if I did. Since we're not working anyways, and we're leaving work early, so who needs naps anyways?
People.
Shout out Pizza Heaven for pizza this weekend.
Oh, God, Love it.
I saw a picture the other day they had on their Facebook, and I was like, oh man, that guy's like, you're gonna be mine.
We're getting like, you're just licking the screen.
I was like meatball at the menu. You're gonna be mine.
Oh man. Well,
that's it. That's our Mania predictions.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys think is gonna? Are we crazy with some of our predictions? I don't think so.
Are we crazy? Yes. With the predictions, not really. No.
If you guys are watching, what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think we're totally wrong and is like Roman gonna win or is like Bianca gonna win?
Or do you guys think that I make perfect sense about Seth winning? Please let me know. Let me know that I'm correct.
Let him know he's correct. Let make him feel good for once in his life. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, I don't feel good ever.
He doesn't get it here. He doesn't get it at home. He doesn't get it at work. So
no, I don't.
Let it happen somewhere at least.
Yeah. Someone lied to me. I don't care. It's all right. Little white lies don't kill anybody.
They don't really hurt that much.
No.
But that's it, guys. So yeah, watch out for us this weekend. We're definitely gonna be posting stuff during Mania.
Yes, sir.
And I guess we'll see you guys next week with our reactions to Mania.
See you guys next week, and thank you for watching.
Later. Welcome back to the beat. What the fuck was that?
What?
The bee. Where the bee? Welcome back. What number is this?